was that? Do you hear that? Seriously, I thought I heard something.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star,
Oh,
how I
what
wonder
the
what you
fuck?
are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond.
Honestly, Mark, I think you're taking this horror thing a bit too far.
Hmm.
Okay, so here we are in the engineering bay, and at first it might not look like an awful lot has changed, but there's a few things you probably spot off in the distance which have been updated since we last came through. Mark is here accompanying me.
Hello.
You're like a stealth ninja. It's frightening. Yeah, to sort of take a look around and get you up to speed, really, on what's been going on. So, the last time we were here, there was an ugly, great big fish tank thing there, which we removed because it was silly. This control room was here. I believe that the funnel upstairs is new, which you can probably see on the minimap up in the top right corner. Pops out the top of the ship for exhausty type things. And through a nice reinforced glass window out into space, I can see the moon. And also, we have computer control, which is up and running, which Mark has expertly coded away at and got working on board the ship, which is all nice
It's
and lovely.
kind of a mess.
But
That's why we won't show any code. Never.
Never, ever. Honestly, it's for your own good. It'll make you sick in your mouth. But no offense to your coding skills, Mark. I didn't mean that in any way to cause offence. But it looks all pretty on the screen here, and it actually does the job. It manages the nuclear reactor down there in the reactor lantern chamber, and produces power for the ship. Or it will when we actually let it loose on the power production, but we've got it full of uranium and ice at the moment for a demonstration, which we'll crack on with in just a moment. And the blue electric cells you've seen the ice machine down there, as well as the start of the uranium cell production. So the major change in here is the automation of the nuclear reactor. So shall we fire it up?
Yes, why not? What could possibly go wrong? Oh.
Indeed. She's starting it off with an O. That's always optimistic sign.
Nothing to worry about. Nothing to worry about.
Okay.
So let's fire up the reactor.
So Mark's got two monitors running. The other one monitors all the things like the statistics of the amount of uranium in storage and the amount inside the reactors, the cooling system, the different states of the system. This is the cool one.
Perfect.
A real time.
I already can't remember the command. Oh, no.
Oh, there we go. Here we are. Real-time temperature sensor, complete with temperature up, temperature down, alarm states.
So now it's running.
Whoop. There you are. Almost knocked you off the platform. Yeah, so now the reactor's running. It's actually generating power. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Producing 2050 EUs. Is that per tick?
I think so, yes. They should be per tick.
Fingers
units. Who needs units?
Yeah, units are overrated.
Oh,
so there we go. Top line there, you can see the amount of coolant in the reactor chamber and the number of uranium cells. Coolant does seem to be decreasing at quite the rate of knots.
Ah, come on.
Cooling system's offline.
That shouldn't be a problem. What?
Whoa! Hello!
Oh. So this obviously was a test.
We
to
know
show
what
you
we're
a cool
doing.
alarm feature with complete blinky lights and
Gotta have
cool
blinky
down,
flashy lights.
shut off, and all that jazz. And now, if I switch off the reactor manually and hit the disarm button, alarm goes off. The core should have cooled down enough to not raise another alarm immediately.
Yep, core temperature is at 0.
And this time, let us actually activate the cooling system. Shall we?
Why not?
I'm starting with both the main and auxiliary cooling system.
Double the protection, kids.
Well, to increase the speed of refill of the coolant. Because we completely depleted it to show the meltdown feature. And we're back up. Then I can decrease the coolant flow. Set it to main only. And restart the reactor. Okay. And now we actually have a constant refill of coolant.
Fantastic. There you go. Coolant is staying topped up to the brim.
And now if you have a look at the temperature, it's more or less stable. At least it stays far away from critical temperatures.
Oop.
Hooray!
Fantastic bit of camera work there as I zoom in on scaffolding. Ah, look at that. A work of art, sir. A work of art.
Well, thank you. And also...
There's an also?
There is an also, yes! We're not done with features. You don't really want to crawl back into the chamber every time that the uranium is depleted. So, there is a refill command. You remember command? Should be it.
Yeah,
Now,
there we go.
we are completely automatically refilling the chamber. Which means clearing it out first, getting rid of all potentially depleted uranium cells,
There they go.
coolant.
And they're flowing straight into an incinerator block, which is the grey and orange one just at the top there. And let's see what the status monitor tells us about this. Maintenance, clearing. I love the way you've got proper states for everything. And so the refill actually kicks in automatically.
It does. As you can see, the source is dropping, which means the uranium cells are being pumped out of this chest down here, this crystal chest here, which at a later state will be automatically refilled by the uranium cell production unit, which is still to be built. So this will keep the crystal chest always full.
There they go.
And the cells should be pumped into the reactor.
Yep.
Then we refill the coolant.
47. Oh, that was lucky. Stopped with just 7 pieces of uranium left.
Yeah. Oh, everything as planned.
Very good.
As planned.
So it's activated the main and auxiliary coolant unit, so we can see the coolant being pumped in now.
And also, if the source drops below a critical value where another refill is impossible, there is a redstone signal being produced, which would automatically kick off the uranium cell production line to keep the source up and running.
Very nice. Very nice.
Obviously, as we don't have a uranium cell production line by now, there is nothing to automatically refill the chest.
So that's pretty much everything that's changed in the engineering bay, but there's been a little bit more development behind the scenes, or
Cough.
or rather behind the wall. Shall we go take a little look?
Why not? I guess we can start off down here, because this is also new.
Absolutely right. Well reminded, sir. So, this here is the ship's main feed from the nuclear reactor. All power generated by said reactor comes through these glass fibre lines. Blue and red from the port side, and another blue and red line from the starboard side, all converge and go disappearing into the bowels of the wall. Should we pick it up on the other side?
Yes, because the inside is probably very crumbed and boring and confusing.
Yes, it'd probably take us about half an hour to actually find our way through to the compartment that those glass fibre cables go through, and then we'll say, there they are.
Guess I completely sealed them in, so there's nothing to see anyway.
There's not even anything to see there. So, the other side of the wall. As I said, a couple of minor changes. Just a few. Mark's very nicely installed an ominous red light up there.
I like ominous red lights.
Yes, ominous red light is ominous. Oh, no, we won't go that way. That's a little sneak preview of what we've been talking about. Right, here is one of the most important installations, new installations in the engineering area. Basically, this large section here, coupled with the machinery blocks up at the top there, and the orange lights, make something that's very cool.
And very important.
Very important. Because after all, it's important to be cool. And that's about it. That's pretty much all it does.
Yes, I think that summarizes it very well.
There's nothing else. That is pretty much it. But we like
Glows
it.
orange, very.
Yes, its main role on the ship is to glow orange, to be honest, which it does very well. I think it's a very efficient orange glowing machine.
Mm.
You've got to have cool-looking stuff in the engineering area. It's the law.
Definitely.
We've split this area, as you've probably seen, off into several decks, which looks ever so cool to look down the elevator shaft here. Each one has one of these young fellows, which is an extra room.
That serves no purpose whatsoever.
No purpose. Yes, exactly. Currently serves no purpose whatsoever. Probably never will, but it's
I'm
nice
sure
use of
if
the
they
space.
think hard enough, we will find some completely irrelevant feature that fits perfectly into this room.
Perhaps
But
we'll
for
leave
now,
that.
let's just close the door and pretend there's something very important behind that door and never open it again.
Yes, there's something very important behind this door, and we're never going to open it ever again, because it's that important.
Exactly.
Perhaps we'll leave that open to you guys, actually. If you can think what that room... this room...
Oh. Yeah, we have another of those fellas.
We do.
Well, this one kind of serves a purpose because it's the connection to the redstone circuits controlling several parts.
Several elements, which we'll be seeing in just a moment. But this room itself, as a space, currently utterly useless.
Yeah, could use some filling.
For the time being. And down here, there's another one. It doesn't even have a door yet. Yes.
Oh.
Anyway, back up to where we started. Yes, so another cool element, which no doubt you've noticed, seeing as I've actually stared straight at it and spoken about it just, is this elevator shaft. We now have a lift. just looks terribly jerky and blocky at this range, but it gets a bit smoother. Only a bit, though.
Oh, it is fast as hell. I can't brace myself looking at it. I think I'm going to get dizzy.
Absolutely right. I think you're going to be lifted up by the railing.
They're supposed to be guardrails, and now they are a safety hazard.
Yes, don't stick your neck in it. Press the down button.
Oh my god.
Imagine. Right, there are sweet spots actually on the floor, so some which are slightly more secure than others. Though I can't remember which ones. I can't remember which ones they are.
Perfect.
Yeah, unfortunately, you do kind of have a habit of falling through the floor on this elevator, which can strike at any moment.
As Mark demonstrated very nicely there for you guys.
Thank you, sir, for sacrificing your own personal safety for for demonstration purposes. That was most accommodating of you. Right, so as we said, much circuitry in that room over there, which the majority of that circuitry is for the elevator, is it not?
It is.
Yes. So,
and the rest is the door controls. Of course, as you might have noticed, these door controls are completely hidden inside the wall.
Yes,
was kind of complicated.
Well, you are a red power. Oh, I completely lost the thread. Probably I was going to say red power ninja or sensei or mogul something.
Oh, I like sensei.
Sensei, yes, red power sensei.
Mark's son.
Mark-san. You do have the moustache for it, sir.
yeah, right. Why not?
So, kind of showing this in the wrong. Oh no, we're not showing this in the wrong order at all, are we? Looky here,
No?
looky here. Recognise this? Ba-ba! This is the main power cable cluster thing from the other side of the wall. It's only just occurred to me the height difference between where it goes in and where it comes out. I didn't.
It's a nightmare. Don't get me started on this.
If only we could X-ray this wall somehow to see where the cables lead, it'd be fascinating. Well, possibly. But yeah, so here's the main power lines from the reactor coming through. They go into this here. These transformers, medium voltage, low voltage, and then up to some lighting clusters.
Oh!
Is that a new addition? Have I seen that before?
You might have seen that, but I was just wondering why those lights are illuminated. Because the ship has been dry for a lot of time now. But I just realized we started the reactor. So these lamps are actually running off energy we just produced with the reactor. Yeah, I flew up here briefly before we started recording and saw that these were off. We came up and I thought, goodness me, he's been quick with those batteries. Well, this is the first time on the ship that actually something is powered by the main power supply of the ship. Yeah, and not just redstone. Yeah, that is actually genuine. This is the first. You guys witnessed it here first. These are the first lights to be powered by the nuclear reactor. Don't they look pretty? So, this ominous-looking creature down here, it looks very big and important, is in fact very big and important. This is the main power cutoff for the ship. What did we call it before? The breaker box. The breaker, yes. Yes, this is the circuit breaker. This is the ship's main circuit breaker. If you'd like to hit the big button. I will. Look, yeah, fantastic. Now that powers the rest of the ship. Yay! Or it will, when these are hooked up to something. If you'd just like to press the button again, sir. Yes, of course. Basically. Click it. Very simply,
the button activates these red power motors, which move some frames, which connect or disconnect the relevant wires. That's all there is to it. But that will be used as an emergency power cutoff should need be for the rest of the ship. Or should we just get a bit bored and decide we want to watch all the lights flickering on and off, which I do with alarming regularity, because it just looks so damn cool.
You just like the lag.
Should we try again, Mark?
Yes.
Now, I think when you're going upwards, standing on the corner between 4 blocks is best. When you're going downwards, standing on the split between 2 blocks generally seems favourable.
This seems to be its own mini-game.
God, here goes nothing. Ah, I fell straight through.
So much for your theory.
So after that rather nasty fall, we really need to sort that lift down. Dangerous thing. That pretty much concludes the tour of engineering and everything that is being constructed behind the wall. And I'd like to thank you very much for joining us, Mark. Thank you very much. You've done an excellent job, as always, back here. The stuff that you get up to back in your little engineering cave astounds me. Always.
Oh, I'm glad to help.
And, ladies and gents, we shall see you in the next episode. I have been, and with any luck will continue to be, Chunky Monkey 3001, and Mark will be here as always. If you'd like to leave a like, or care to leave a comment, please do so down below, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye! Bye! Mark and I would like to say an enormous thank you to every single one of our subscribers for getting us past the 300 subscriber mark. Thank you. It means so much to us that so many of you guys enjoy what we do, enjoy the build, and quite frankly are prepared to sit down for 20 minutes every 2 or 3 weeks or so and listen to our inane ramblings. So, carry on being awesome, carry on leaving your comments and making your suggestions, and we will see you next time for the rest of the build. Thank you.